It was only a few months ago that Donald Trump several times stood in front of the media and said a storm is coming, very smugly. And the reporters would ask, what do you mean by that? And he would say, oh, you'll see. Now we're faced with this pandemic that is creating total panic in many cases. And the government, the world leaders, are locking down everyone all around the world. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. And so I wanted to point out a few facts to make you think, okay? First of all, I don't just simply buy into conspiracy theories all the time because I'm some kind of psycho girl, okay? What I do is I analyze and observe, and then I make educated decisions. And the first thing that I can think of is that this particular COVID-19 was predicted by several movies, television shows. It was specifically pointed out in a novel. And many insiders specifically mentioned COVID-19 2020. They predicted that this would happen. How did they know? That's the first question. It wasn't just a random general, it's possible that, we could go through a pandemic. Yeah, we go through pandemics every 2 years. There's some kind of flu that wipes out a lot of people. The second thing is 59,000 people died of the flu since October. 59,000 people. So we have to put things in perspective. First of all, hundreds of thousands of people die from heart disease every year. Millions of people die every year. Millions and billions of people die just every day. In fact, a child dies every 10 seconds from starvation. So this isn't really about death. This is not about, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to suffer and I'm going to die. Well, guess what? Everybody suffers, everybody dies. Okay? So there's absolutely no reason for fear or panic. And there's no reason why, as far as I can tell from the information that I've gathered, that the entire world should be on lockdown due to a virus that so far is no more threatening than the flu. They say, well, this flu, you don't know what's coming. This could be really bad. Well, could be doesn't do it for me. And with the test for the COVID virus being only a 30% accuracy rate, that's another red flag. Another red flag is, why now? Why suddenly is this virus being released or engineered, or why did it just randomly come along from bats? When Chinese people have been eating bats for thousands and thousands of years. It doesn't make any sense. There's so much wrong with what's happening right now. So many questions that are unanswered that's why I continue to do research and try to bring as much information to the table as possible. The most important thing is that people do not go into fear and panic and do not buy anything that's being fed to you if it doesn't make sense. Your intuition should tell you when something isn't right. And the very fact that we are seeing photographs posted online or on the media actually of, say, for example, a photograph of Italy in 2014 is being posted as, this is the hospital in New York. This is what's going on in New York right now. That's a lie. That's a lie. So when you see stuff like that, fake photographs trying to represent something that's not actually true, that's a reason for you to start really doubting your reality that's being fed to you. Now, the other thing I want to say is you need to think like a control freak, because from every major event like this that happens, someone has the ability, some psychopath has the ability to take advantage of the situation. And whether it's problem, reaction, solution that was orchestrated, or whether it's just some terrible event that happened that nobody really intended to happen, someone's always going to be out there waiting to take advantage of the situation. And usually those people that do that are the ones that already have lots of power and influence and money and the need to maintain that power. So these people exist. They're out there. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's real. There are people like that. All human beings have that within us. We have the ability to be control freak assholes if we want to be, or to choose not to be. So the opportunity here is when you put everybody in the world on lockdown, you now have the ability to go out and put up your 5G towers that everybody was fighting, for one thing. And you now have the ability to funnel trillions and trillions of dollars for yourself and your corporations and your banker buddies and all that. And then you give the little guy $1,200 to keep him quiet, to pacify him, let him eat cake, right? And then you go ahead and you initiate your digital currency, your microchip, your identity chip. That's the next thing. And that's the way that a major control freak takes over the world without anybody blinking an eyelash, because, well, it was just a virus, you know? We had to do what we had to do. And I'm not saying that you should go into fear about this or that you should go burn down buildings or anything. I'm saying you need to be aware of how these dark magicians play their little chess game and how they always win no matter what. And what you can do as a human being is learn that, first of all, learn not to be a tool, a pawn in their game. And second of all, this always comes down to you being a conscious human being that learns to do without the things that these control freaks hoard all the time. That's how they get their power. And it's not about money. They can print trillions of dollars. They just did it. That was the heist. It's not about money. It's about control and power. So if you give up your control and your power to them, then you've given up your soul. And just remember, you're not here for very long in this reality. Just like that, we're all gone. And we go to the next level. Or we don't. We go somewhere else. We're consciousness. So we're going to attune to whatever we have programmed our spirit body to attune to in this lifetime. I'm asking you not to go into fear and panic. I'm asking you to be awake, to be lucid, to be in a space of love, and to be at peace, and to learn to do without. Activate your innate abilities. Don't depend upon anything that's hoarded. And when you do that, you win. You win the game.